Welcome to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. Are you a goofball that loves Giants football? If so, sit back and relax as we talk about the team that both excites and frustrates us so much. And now, here are your goofball hosts, Drew and Rob.
Welcome, fellow goofballs, to Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. I am Drew, joined as always by...
I'm me, Rob. I'm getting ready for that stuffing.
Are you going to prison or something?
Thanksgiving, man. The best part of Thanksgiving. God.
Excuse me, the best part about Thanksgiving is the alcohol and the football.
Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay, that's the sweet potatoes.
See, I eat sweet potatoes year round.
No, sweet potatoes, I know, but there's just something about mashed sweet potatoes with some pecans and some brown sugar and a little bit of marshmallows.
I'm not a big fan of all that.
You haven't lived till you've had all that. You know what I never
I've had
got?
all that. I just feel like I was getting diabetes as soon as I was eating it.
You know what I never got? I never understand is why is turkey still a thing for Thanksgiving? It's a dry, nasty bird. No other time of the year do you go, you know what I would love? A turkey.
You could cook turkey right. The problem is we took the old method of of the back in the day of, I don't know why we had Thanksgiving like after this, but 40 years ago when we came over and
say 40 years ago.
So 400 years ago when the Native Americans helped us cook
Are there bunny rabbits in the forest there or something?
Yeah. That's probably what was at the first Thanksgiving dinner was squirrel, bunny, not baked for
I don't know. There's wild turkeys up there.
There is. And the most messed up thing about that we eat it for our Thanksgiving is that was almost our national bird over the eagle.
Yes. See, what I want to do is I want to suggest a new thing, a new version of the turducken, where we stuck a duck inside of a duck inside of a goose, and we call it the duck goose.
Ooh,
look at this.
I'm on to something. So you go from like the turkey, which overcooked, bland, dry, to the duck, overcooked, not cooked right, greasy.
Excuse me. If you cook a duck right, duck is a freaking spectacular bird.
So is a turkey. Just saying.
But if I really had my way, I'd have a spiral glazed ham. That's what I want.
Yeah, or a prime rib.
There is actually a push here in the state of Florida to have stone crab become the meal for Thanksgiving. Stone crab. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, let's get off this here because I'm getting hungry. And I just ate, even I'm still getting hungry. Let's get on this little quick NFL news here before we get into the actual picks here for the week. By the way, for those who are wondering, somebody was supposed to bring a jalapeno today.
I'm sorry. Work got the best of me today.
Somebody was supposed to. So we'll have to have that on another episode. Maybe Sunday. Sunday. Can you provide a jalapeno for Sunday?
I should be able to do that for you.
There we go. So Sunday, we'll do that. All right. Let's get into the NFL news. So first off, Giants. There's a new Giant. Giants signed linebacker Benton Whitley off the Vikings practice squad. Originally signed with the Rams as an undrafted free agent in 2022. Has spent time since with the Chiefs and the Vikings, obviously. Now on to us. So, yeah, fourth team in 2 years. Not exactly a good sign. So,
it's a fantastic sign. You're talking about, you don't like flip-flopping?
I would not hold my breath. Yeah.
Listen, if you were going to hire,
I would not hold my breath. Comes from the school Holy Cross, which of course Holy Cross.
Listen, as a person that hires people, if you saw someone that went through 4 jobs in 2 years, you would not hire this person?
Yeah, no, I think I'm good. I think I'm good.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's there. Not excited, not understanding why, but he's there. Another news for the Giants here. The Athletic supposedly did, I'll say it that way because nobody has any proof they actually did it. Did a anonymous survey of active players to find out what stadium they hate playing in the most. Guess what, guys? We won something. We won something this season. We won worst stadium to play in the NFL. Whew. Unfortunately, we also tied with the Jets.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, but MetLife, was ranked as the worst stadium. So, which is crazy considering we just played at one last week that couldn't even provide hot water to the players afterwards. But that was number 2, by the way, FedEx Field. But still, that's a little, I think it's mostly the turf hate. Let's be honest, it's a turf hate. No one likes turf.
Well, when you have the European Football League,
not football,
banning the turfs that we're using over here, it's kind of like what they had over there, over in Europe, and we're still saying over here, it might be okay to play on, but
not to mention they bring that grass in for the soccer games when they come into town.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so
they could easily do it.
Like they banned that AstroTurf in Europe. You bring it over here, and players are still complaining about how much injuries are happening.
Yep.
Why did the European Football League ban it?
Wonder why. We'll ponder that one when we get to our next bit of news here. NFL news now. We got a couple of departures that just happened in the last 24 hours here. Well, 24 hours from here when you guys see this tomorrow, because we're now shooting this today. That got very confusing.
Ooh.
It's Tuesday for us. It's Wednesday for you. So
time travel.
Need a TARDIS. So the Steelers fired offensive coordinator Matt Canada. So I'm just saying, hey Giants, it could be done mid-season. It can be done. 2 people have done it now. You could be the third. Everything comes in thirds.
Yes, but how long has Matt Canada been over there?
I understand that. I don't care. I'm tired of having the worst offense in the entire league.
Okay, that wasn't the case last year, but that was also very much more the case for the Steelers last year than it was for the Giants. You got to give Kafka to the year. That's what you want to do.
I give people time on underperforming. I don't on bottom performing. So, like, if you're expected to have a top 10 offense and you have a top 15, top 20, then I'm going to be okay with giving some time. When you go from you're supposed to have an above average offense to you're the worst offense in the entire goddamn league, nope, goodbye.
At no point did we talk about how we were supposed to have an above average offense in the past 2 years.
We were supposed to definitely have an above average offense considering all the freaking weapons we put onto this thing.
That's what we assumed coming off of last year when we played average.
You got all these players.
Below average. I'm just saying the players, but when you hire this guy who's had a proven track record and you're not giving him two years.
Yeah, what proven track record does he have?
In the middle of a rebuild.
What proven track record does he have? He was the quarterback coach on a team that their head coach called the plays for.
Oh, you don't think he worked with the best quarterback ever in the league right now?
I don't think he worked with Tom Brady, no.
Wait, Tom Brady retired last year. How are you talking about him?
Well, you said the best quarterback ever. You started off with. I had to clarify.
In the league.
Currently, the best currently playing. Yeah, I'm just saying. Yes. I don't know. I'm just not impressed. Not impressed. I'm done.
You were impressed last year.
No, I wasn't. No. I was optimistic about the future.
Okay, so you had
that offense didn't impress me last year. It was just a little better than the 1 year before.
It was a lot better than 1 year before. It was
not saying much.
Above expectation.
Clap off.
Yeah, but
clap on,
okay.
Off.
All right.
Jason Garrett's gone.
I also think you're being a money motor quarterback right now because we were not supposed to be as good as we were. We were supposed to play like this last year, and but that would have been acceptable.
It would have been last year acceptable. Yes,
it would have been. Yeah, you're right. But we played well above expectations.
Yep.
Well better than anyone ever predicted that we would play.
Except Miss Cleo.
I'm just saying.
Call him in now.
I'm just saying. You come off stellar.
I understand that, but you can't just flip flop the years because of that. The second year can't be the year of shit.
You also can't sit there and say, "Oh, your starting quarterback, out for the year. Oh, your backup quarterback. Oh, he also is on injury reserve. And how many times have you used your backup quarterback, third string quarterback? Oh, wait.
Oh, you mean the starting quarterback?
Offensive line. How much of your offensive line has gotten
the starting quarterback that sucked?
Oh, wait, your tight end that was supposed to be your
quarterback
number one pick
sucked.
has went down this year. Oh,
Poopy.
You're right. All these guys that look like poop have also been injured. You're right.
No, but I'm saying you had Daniel Jones healthy in this offense. You had Daniel Jones healthy in this offense.
You're right.
I'm not crap.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm also saying
you can't blame injuries though when people that were healthy looked like crap.
But it's also in the middle of the year. We're halfway through the year almost at this point.
More than halfway now.
And you can't fire the guy in the middle of the year of what's happened currently to date. You saw what happened with DJ.
Guess what we have after this week? Guess what we have next week?
Oh, we got a terrible rest of the lineup for the
No. Who do you play? Who do you play next week?
Oh, we got the Pats.
No, this week we have the Pats. Who do we play next week? No one. It's a bye week. It's the perfect time to make the change after this week.
Thanksgiving. Thanks for getting us a well above season last year.
And for a shit one this year.
Out.
You went above expectations and below expectations. I'm judging you based on the current year. Deal. It is what it is. That's life. Anyway.
Okay.
We had big news that just broke. We had big news that just broke today for us here, which would be yesterday for you guys there, or even 2 days, depending on which you're on audio. It's so confusing. But yeah, the Indianapolis Colts released linebacker Shaq Leonard today,
which is weird. That's a.
It's not weird. He was asking for it. He point blank asked for it.
Which I didn't hear till like an hour ago, 2 hours ago.
He wasn't being crazy about it, but he requested it. They were playing him less and less, using him less and less. He doesn't fit the defensive scheme they want to use.
It's not even that. They also got two other good linebackers there. And how often do you use three linebackers in this league right now?
Well, the big question is going to be now, though. Where does he go?
Well, the big thing is the dead cap money they have to hit. If they would have just waited a year, wouldn't they save like $6 million? Right.
I'd have to look at the over. I should look at what did the articles say, because over the cap only give me year by year. But yeah, it's crazy. I mean, yeah, I'm a little shocked by that one. I mean, you got one of the best defensive players in the league, and while the coaching staff has done a pretty good year in Indianapolis, that's a failure of that coaching staff. You have an all-pro caliber player. You figure out the way to use him. You figure out the way to make it work.
I mean, it's also not 100% fair as well, because he was granted. You're right. When did he come to the league? 18, 19, 19. 19. He came to the league.
Yeah. No. 18.
Oh, right. So yeah, right. So 2018, All Pro, came in stellar.
Yeah.
Fantastic. When did he get hurt?
Last year.
And has he played the same stat-wise since he's come back?
But you also expect that coming off of an injury. You also expect that though when you're taking him. Hold on. expect that when you take him off the field is what I'm getting at too.
I also hear that. So you're coming off a big injury. Your team has two other good linebackers, really good linebackers at that position, that where most setups in the NFL now has two linebackers, not three, where you could rotate as a committee. And if you are wanting to have the longevity of that player, would you not play him as much compared to the other guys who did not come off an injury to protect his health?
I get it, but you're talking like literally he's been on the field for 3/4 of the snaps a lot of games now. So I got his game log up here to see where he's at. 86% week 1, 71, 69, 45, inactive against Tennessee, 81, 72, 83, 55, 70. So yeah.
I mean, that sounds,
and he still has 65.
In a committee of 3.
Let's go to 21. Let's do that way because 21.
But they didn't have the same personnel in 21.
Oh, defensive snaps, 100%.
But did they have the same personnel?
No, but I'm saying it doesn't matter. Are you going to tell me that any other linebacker that they have is better than Shaq Leonard? It does not.
It does. If you're coming off an injury,
you
which
put
everyone
the best
knows,
player out there.
Okay, the best player that's coming off a knee injury that doesn't play that well because he's coming off a knee injury. You kind of want to rest him to be better in the future.
To me, I think you're going to see a big time change, and you're going to see him go somewhere else and be an absolute goddamn beast.
Oh, you're not wrong.
I really think they held him back.
You're not wrong, because you know what's going to happen. He may get signed.
But what I'm saying is, why would you? Why is it the Colts get these great players and they try to ruin the relationships with them? They talk trash about Jonathan Taylor to the press and everything. You had Drunko the Clown, their owner, talking trash about him publicly. Then you go ahead and you get, Shaq Leonard, and you can't make it work. I mean, like, stop.
I'm just saying, maybe he had too much of a mouth himself. I'm not saying that he did, but I'm just saying let's not blame it on the Colts.
He walked the walk.
100%.
He walked the walk. I'm blaming it right on the Colts. Right on the Colts.
I mean, we talk about players' health and them, the coaching staff being better for the players' health. So if you have two really good, maybe not Pro Bowlers, but two really good linebackers, do you have to put him in 100% of your snaps? No. That's all I'm saying. That makes
absolute sense. And that's what has saved the relationship.
Okay, so for what? If he got injured next week then
you cut him after the year.
This is what
you can have that conversation, but you can have that conversation with him and say, "Listen, we don't think this is good for your health.
You know what
we
comes down to? Actually, you know what? I do recall. I do hear this on the Pick Six podcast. I do recall hearing this now. Is because if he got injured this year, they would have owed him an extra $6.5 million.
Yes. So they made a business decision, and guess what? They lost.
Yeah. Did they?
It's not an asset; it's a person.
Oh, whoa, you just made it like he was an asset, not a person. When I was trying to say, do you have to play him 100% of the snaps? Because
I understand that, but what I'm saying is,
but then you're looking at it as an asset, not a person. But when I put it as a person, you put it as an asset. So which way do you want to have it, Mr. Drew?
Both ways, okay?
You can't have it both ways.
You have to treat him like that as a person because he is a person, but you have to understand it's an asset you have that you don't want to lose. And by treating him not as a person, you lost the person and the asset.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I'm not going to say you're right. Because he got upset.
That's the two options there are.
Because he probably got upset that they treated him like a person and not an asset.
Or they could have had the conversation with him and said, listen, we don't agree with this. This is a bad move for you to want to play all the snaps. And in that case, if he wants to do it, you go ahead and do it. Because he is one of the, but it doesn't matter at this point because this is a guy who literally is one of the best, if not the best linebackers of the last 10 years. And you run the risk of losing him by not doing what he wanted.
But you also run the risk of getting him injured. Or 2, he's not the same player because of his knee injury.
It's always the risk. It's always the risk.
You're right. It's always risk. So there's
it's always the risk in that stuff there. But in one risk, you have a chance to win. The other one, you lost everything. And they lost everything.
But if they turn around and he actually agreed with them and he came back to it, every now and then we don't have to argue about injuries on a team that's not on the Giants.
Yes. Let's move to other games that do
Let's argue about other things.
All right. Why don't we get the recap here, Mr. Jose Jalapeno on a stick over here?
Hey, how's your stomach feel after all that mayonnaise gargling?
It's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine.
All right.
Aren't you glad it's no seeds?
I'm going to eat a raw jalapeno. It doesn't matter. Anyway.
No milk.
I went to 2 weeks ago. Last week, you had 9 wins straight up.
9?
Putting you at 99 on the year. Pretty darn good over there, Mr. Drew.
That's out of 15.
You had 6 wins against the spread, putting you at 73 on the year. Good. No. But not bad. Not good for a week.
No.
When you're talking about spreads, it's a little different. All right. Your over-unders, you're at 8 on the week, 79 on the year.
I'll take that.
What you did have is good is your trifectas. You had 5 out of the 15, which is that's pretty saucy right there.
I mean,
you at 34 on the year.
A third of the games I picked the winner, the over-under, and the spread. I'll take that. Especially considering I only had 6 over-unders right. So that means 5 out of the 6 were trifectas.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing, actually.
Meanwhile, I was more vanilla compared to you. So you're 9 straight up. I had 7. Puts me at 95 in the year, 4 behind you on the year. My spread picks, I had 7 compared to your 6. That puts me at 83 on the year to your 73. My over-unders, I was right there pretty much in the middle with 7. 7, 7, 7. The mark of the guy above the devil.
Is that the mark of God?
Yeah. Oh.
The mark of Morgan Freeman.
Yes, I'm going to go with Morgan Freeman because I don't want to put that capital G on me.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. Which also puts me on 77 on over-unders for the year. 2 behind you on with the 79. And my trifectas were 3, which ties us up for the year at 34 overall. Pretty close week. I was pretty good with my spreads, my picks, and my over-unders. Too bad I couldn't go 7 on my trifectas because, my God, that would have been impressive.
7, 7, 7, 7. It's time to go to the casino.
Yeah, if that was the case, I would have been playing the Mega Millions or the Powerball. Either or.
Oh, yes. All righty. Let's get into the games this week here.
Right into the games, all right?
Thursday day.
Thursday day, 12:30.
Gobble.
We got the Stuffers. We got the divisional game. We got the Packers going into the Lions. Lions obviously host every year.
Oh, yeah.
Lions have also been terrible on Thanksgiving, but they also haven't been this hot of a team in our lifetime, probably. Anyway, Packers are given It's terrible. Packers are plus 7.5 this game. Going into Detroit, and the over-under is 45.5. Mr. Drew, are we ready to disagree? Maybe.
In ways.
Possibly.
In ways, I can see your picks, so in ways we'll disagree. I mean, I got the Lions to win this. I think they should be the winner, obviously. They're the better team. I think that the Lions will cover the spread, though, too. Don't get me wrong. That it won't be like a blowout kind of game, but this will be a game they lose. The Packers will lose decidingly. Not like, Giants versus Cowboys, but it'll be like, like a 10-point loss kind of situation probably for them. Because the Lions are just that much better of a team right now. I do have the over on the points because if I'm saying a 10-point win, right there, you're talking 35.5 points left between the two teams. That's easy to do. It'll be probably like a 31-21 kind of battle there, I think, in the end.
Yeah, I agree. For the most part, I do think the Packers will keep this a little tighter. 7.5 is a little too saucy for a divisional. So tight. It's a little too much for me in a divisional game where the Packers, as much as they've looked good and really good in some of these games, and they've looked mediocre in some other games, they have played their division pretty well. By pretty well, not embarrass himself.
I wonder what that's like. Don't embarrass yourself in the division.
Yeah, if it was a 6.5 game, I might be looking the other way. But 7.5, I can't see the Packers losing more than a touchdown. So that's why I had to give it to the Packs on this one here, especially after Fields coming off last week with 3 touchdowns, 300 yards, and how many rushing yards, which he will probably definitely be doing against this game, slowing down the clock a little bit.
Listen, the Lions will always put up some allow teams to put up some points against them. It's hard to outscore them, though. It really is.
It really is, but it has been done. Look at the
record. It can be done.
It can be done. Up next, the 4:30 Thursday day game. You got the Commanders going in to Dallas, playing the Captives.
That's like the worst turkey sound effect ever.
Yeah, that was terrible.
That was terrible.
Pretty horrible. DC.
I ate the turkey. It's okay.
That'll be like the halftime show. Actually, the snore will be the halftime show.
They still did the Madden turkey with the freaking 12 turkey legs. Remember that?
Oh, I don't know if they did 12, but they definitely do the turkey legs.
That is the one part about the turkey I do enjoy is the leg.
Yes, you like the dog meat, don't you?
Oh yeah.
DC is giving up 11 in this game. They are plus 11.
They lost to the Giants. That's not usually a good sign for you winning more games.
No.
Let's call it what it is. Let's call it what it is, guys.
Over under is 48. Listen, if you're going to bet this game, definitely take the over and take the boys to win this. If you want to talk about the spread, that's one thing. I could get behind you trying to argue. Give it up 11. Can you do that against the division? I'm going to say yes, you can.
I'm doing it. Because I'm saying it.
What the Cowboys have done all year long is beat up on really bad teams, unless you're the Arizona Cardinals. But they have been in really tough games. They have played poor teams, except for that one, and blown them out. And it's not so much if Dak or CeeDee Lamb could do it, which they will in this game, because that Commanders defense has been god-awful, and that secondary has really taken a step back from the beginning of half of this year.
You make DeVito look like a freaking asset. That's not good.
When DeVito gets 3 touchdowns in a game,
you
need to question your defense.
Not good.
So, will Pollard get a touchdown this week? Probably not. But take the over on the Cowboys defense getting more points than Pollard. or the Commanders probably.
How many pick sixes do they?
Oh, they should make a wishbone. How many pick sixes? 2.
So, I mean, yeah, you and I are in agreement in this game. I mean, so not much for me to say on my end there. I mean, the Cowboys win, Cowboys cover, and over. There, I think the Cowboys will just be absolutely destroying the Commanders.
Yeah, if the Commanders get 10 points, kudos. It might go at 68.
They might get him in garbage time.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, McCarthy will run up points on division rivalries and not look back on it.
Nope.
So,
and he shouldn't. He shouldn't look back. Honestly, that's no. It is what it is. There's no rule you have to do that.
No, but I'm just saying he runs up 44 points on you, and you already got 10. That's 54 points. This is well over the over.
All right, we'll get our revenge in the postseason.
Yes, but we watched him lose in the first round.
This is our year. Oh, maybe it's not.
Thursday night, Drew. Can you get it? Can I get it? Can I get it? Thursday night?
It's not a Thursday night football game, actually, because it's not. It's not on Amazon.
Oh, this is true. You're right. Oh.
Thursday,
actually good football game without being on Prime. Look how that worked
evening.
out.
Don't worry, they'll give him a really crappy matchup this week. Maybe we'll have that one next.
Actually, that's another question. We'll talk about it in the next game. But anyway, so you got the Niners going into Seattle playing those Seahawks. Seahawks are +7 in this game. And the over-under is 43.5. Drew, there's a lot to talk about this game. There's a lot going on in this game. There's so much happening.
Not to me.
So much,
49ers roll. 49ers keep rolling. What? Keep rolling. What? I'm telling you. What happens? 49ers, they're back. They're healthy. They're good. The Seahawks are up and down team. Look really, really up like when they played us. Look really down sometimes too. So Niners win. I got the over. I got them covering the spread. And yeah, simple.
I am agreeing with you 100% in this game. But the only reason why I'm agreeing with you 100% in this game, because I think the only reason why it's at +7 right now is they don't know the health of Geno Smith. So if you're actually looking to bet on this game, wait till Thanksgiving to bet this game to let you know if Eugene Smith is actually going to play this game or not. Because if it was a divisional game and we knew he was healthy, this spread was probably going to be like a 3-4 and not a 7.
Oh,
and if they know that their backup quarterback is going to play, it's probably going to be at a +10. And Lockett is another guy that they don't know is 100%. And Walker, their starting running back, is another guy who got left the game with an oblique injury, not
Texas
knowing.
Ranger.
So this is, yes, Texas Rangers. I love that. So wait till Thanksgiving Day to bet this. But if you're feeling that Geno is not playing, or if you're confident these other players are not playing, put this in now for the trifecta.
Now, for the record, Pete Carroll said just on Monday that Geno will play. As of the time we're recording this on Tuesday night, Geno Smith has not said officially he will play. So I think he's kind of putting into a position that you make the coach look bad. Not good.
I don't know if this looks good for Mr. Eugene.
Yeah, so they released 53 minutes before we were started recording this, and they listed him as limited. So DJ Metcalf actually has a new injury, a toe injury. Well, he's been dealing with a hip and a rib injury too. So you might have injuries altogether on this. You might want to get in the bet now, well before the spread gets even larger at that point, depending on things happen. Kenneth Walker did not practice officially on Monday. I'm trying to look to see if they give a Tuesday for him.
So,
yep, did not. Either one did not. So I don't think he's going to play probably.
If you got this in now, get it in now because you got a healthy 49ers defense coming out that's about to
I'm still saying put the money on the Niners. What I'm saying though is that spread might go up.
It's going to go up. It's going to go up. That's what I'm saying. Get in now.
Yeah, get in now.
For whatever reason.
Come on, get your monies in here.
Get your money's worth, because you know what? This spread might go up to like 14 by the time Thanksgiving comes around.
And that's a tougher task.
Yes, and then you have to evaluate, can that backup quarterback, that backup running back,
what's his name they got from Detroit, Locke, in that Russell Wilson deal. That's their backup. So definitely not very good.
No. But all right, let's go into Black Friday.
Oh, yes. This is the Amazon Black Friday deal, because it will be on Amazon.
Yeah. This.
Yes, they could have had the Niners and Seahawks, but who wants that game?
At the beginning of the year, this would have been a good game to have on Prime.
Oh, yes.
Well,
yes.
Well, on any channel. Not Prime's normally crappy games, but you have the Dolphins going into MetLife, not to play Russell Wilson. Not Russell Wilson, but Zach Wilson and the Jets.
Wrong Wilson.
But Zach has not. He's not even the second string. He's announced as the third string quarterback. You got the third string stepping up with Dulce, doubly do as your starting quarterback. Like
Sabadi, Sabadu, Badadu, Sabadi. Yeah. No. Tim Boyle.
Yeah, all those Boyles, man. He's going to get all the Boyles. Anyway, Jets are
Boyle in trouble.
The over-under is 41.5. Drew, without a single doubt, bet the god darn over. I was going to say something else, but I don't want to get demonetized on YouTube. But bet the over on this game.
We cuss all the time. We're good.
I know, but there's sometimes when you put the G and the D next to each other, people get upset. But bet the over.
Simple.
Bet the Dolphins.
Simple.
The Jets defense does play well, but you know what? The Dolphins offense
Dolphins over. Easy.
Better. You know what? The Dolphins offense does better than any other team in the league.
Like a Friday afternoon.
They spank teams below 500. They literally put them over their knee and spank.
Listen, there'll be more spankings going on Friday afternoon than in an Asian massage parlor with all the windows covered.
Yeah. With Jimmy G and Deshaun there.
That's what he goes to the Bunny Ranch. And Deshaun goes to the ones that aren't those type of places. Bob Kraft's there though.
Shit.
Bob Kraft.
But he buys a dog place at least. I don't know if that makes it better. Doesn't make it better.
All righty. Next up.
I talk about a spanking or upset or blacking out your windows, better yet. You got the Saints going into the line to play the Falcons. Saints are +1, giving the little respect to the Falcons, I guess.
R-E-S-P-C-T.
Find out the over-under is 42.5. Drew?
Yeah, I think this is the first major one you and I disagree on. I got the Saints to win this game. I think the Saints, because of the fact that I don't trust what's going on at the quarterback situation. So Desmond Ritter is going to be back as a starting quarterback.
I put the wrong.
Taylor Heineke is the guy that should be the starter. So therefore, I'm going to go 100% with the Falcons losing to the Saints. And obviously 1 point. Yeah, Saints again. And then I'm going to go under on the points. I don't think enough points will be scored by the Falcons to get it going. The Saints should score enough to get it over, though. I mean, keep it under, but to be close to that, probably like a 40-point kind of scoring between the two of them at that point. Like a 13-24 kind of thing. It'll be close-ish, but it's not going to be a high-scoring affair. That Falcons defense is too good to make it be a tear-apart kind of game.
Yeah, I mean, both defenses have played well. And you know what? This game has more implications than anything else. Is who could win
the division? The division.
Who could win that division?
Nobody wants to.
No one wants to, but someone has to.
Someone's got to get the playoffs. God damn it!
And you're looking at the Saints, the Falcons, and Tampa Bay are all right there in the hunt.
You know what's a really scary thing? You could easily sit there and say, and it's going to sound weird to say it.
The Panthers are not out of it.
At 1-9, are still technically in it because if all of a sudden they start winning the rest of their games, there's enough games for them to squeak in. It's highly unlikely. Highly unlikely with 7 games to go, but they're down 4. If all of a sudden the Saints, Falcons, and Bucks keep losing,
I was going to bring it up during the Panthers game, but they are technically not out of it. Mathematically, they are still in it. But this does have a lot of morally. This has a lot of implications. Listen, the Falcons got Ritter coming back. He won his job back because Heineke, he's just hurt. He didn't lose the job to him, really, technically. And from what all indications are showing is that Carr is out and Mr. What's his face?
Jameis Winston.
I was about to call him Wilson.
Mr. Wilson.
But yeah, Jameis, he will.
Still trusting it. I'm still trusting it.
I was going to switch it to the over, and that was the hardest part of this, but I put the under because I put the Falcons under. But I do have a confidence that Winston will score 14 points. I'm just not sure if he's going to score them for the Falcons or the Saints. But he'll put up 14 points, which almost want me to make this in the over.
Yeah, I mean, Winston starting definitely helps because the defense could set the offense in good positions thanks to interceptions, but I just don't see it still.
Yeah, this is going to be a very boring defensive game, most likely.
Yeah, no, not with. I wouldn't say that with Winston there. I think you'll see a couple big plays.
A couple, and then a couple of picks to take it right back.
Keep in mind, it's still big plays, but he's still fighting for the chance to start somewhere else next year.
Listen, if you throw 300 yards, you get 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. How well did your team do?
That's not how he does. He does 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
That's not 100% true because there's plenty of times where he's got 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, and totally lost the game. I've had him as my fantasy quarterback, so don't tell me otherwise.
Yeah, the man that can lead the league in interceptions and touchdowns.
He's not far off.
He's done it before. Last year with the Bucks, he led the league in touchdowns and interceptions.
Yeah, which kills your fantasy because I know. Anyway, up next, another lackluster but meaningful game. You got the Steelers playing the Bengals.
It's the coffee bowl. We need the coffee. We need coffee to watch this one.
Yeah, listen, have an extra scooping of stuff and an extra turkey.
Espresso.
No, just stay away from it. Just miss this game. Bengals are +1. The over-under is 34.5 points.
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, you don't know what necessarily. I mean, the Steelers got a new. The Steelers did get a new offensive coordinator in there. Jake Browning, we really haven't seen much of him as a quarterback, but I mean, the little bit we did see against Baltimore, which is a good defense, obviously. 8 of 14, 68 yards and 1 touchdown. So it wasn't like he embarrassed himself out there, but he didn't exactly light it up either. So we'll have to see. The
Bengals have the worst defense in that conference, or in that division, I should say, not the conference.
It's a good defense they still have too.
That's what I'm alluding to. but it's the worst there. Steelers have been winning games because that defense and
that coaching staff.
Was it that good when they had to fire the offensive coordinator?
No.
Now, was it Canada's fault, which probably has a lot to do with, or was it Kenny Pickett's fault with those tiny hands?
Blame Canada. Blame Canada.
I'm just saying. Kenny Pickett.
All their flapping little heads and big eyes full of flies.
Kenny Pickett may have lost that offensive
keeping a real
job.
country anyway.
Blame Canada.
My son could have been a doctor, oh, you know, it's true. Instead, he burned up like a piggy on the barbecue. Should we play in the matches? Should we play in the fire? Or the doctors who allowed him to expire? Heck no.
No, blame Canada.
I love that movie. That the South Park movie is just hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
It still holds up 20 whatever years later. But anyway.
I wonder if Saddam and Satan are cuddling right now.
Oh, definitely. But let's go back to this game as we're blaming Canada, because can we 100% blame Canada? Because you know what? Najee Harris even came out on Twitter today. He's like, hey, our record shows that we're a good team. But if we keep playing like this, how much more shit can we put up with? Acknowledging how bad that offense has been. Acknowledging that their play has been terrible, and they've been winning games they shouldn't have won or been in, that the defense kept them in. You can't keep going.
We'll see.
So this is the battle of the poops. And I said all that, but I'm still taking the Steelers to win, Steelers to cover, and the Steelers to win in the under, because it's probably going to be like a 14-7 game, because who can you trust in this? Trust your defense.
I think this is going to be the game that'll determine the rest of the season for the Bengals to a certain degree. You know, they got off to the rough start because they got off to the rough start because of the previous injury to Joe Burrow while he was playing through. You got now the newest one where he's now gone for the rest of the season there. They're at 5-5 now. They're a 500 team. So I'm still picking them to lose. I'm with you. I got Steelers, and I got actually the over on the points. That's the one thing you and I disagree on. I think that you're going to see what kind of quarterback they have in Browning. And I don't think he's going to be as bad as people think. I don't think he's going to be great. But I think he needs to get a couple games to get under his feet, to sort of speak, to kind of get going. And if the defense can keep him in, their season might not be over after all. It might sneak into the bottom end of the playoffs there, depending. It's still a good team. It's not just Joe Burrow. Good receivers, good defense. So, another interesting part of this is, do you know who the second leading rusher was for the Bengals last week?
Jamar Chase. Actually, Boyd.
Jake Browning. Jake Browning.
Interesting.
Had four carries for 40 yards. It's another element to their offense that they weren't really utilizing because Joe Burrow can throw the ball pretty damn well.
So if we're going to go into that, if you want to go down there, what's Higgins' status? I'm pretty sure he's very questionable to play this week. I'm pretty sure Jamar Chase is still dealing with the back injury. I'm also pretty sure that Boyd has been the most healthy, but he also was a little bit questionable with something going on.
I'm saying this week they're going to lose, but I'll tell you exactly where Higgins is. Okay, Higgins is where Higgins belongs, on the island in Hawaii, watching Master Robin's place and keeping Magnum out of trouble. Okay.
I'm just saying, I think the Steelers throw a little bit more smoke over this team. Well, over the NFL.
Oh, listen, I'm agreeing with you. I feel like we're agreeing, but we're sounding like we're arguing. I agree. What I'm getting at.
We're arguing at is, yes, mathematically, the Bengals are still in it, but they're out. They lose this week, they are out. They're at a 40% chance. They're at 40% chance to go to the playoffs now.
So you're saying there's a chance.
And in a division that has arguably the best team in the AFC, a 7-3 Steelers team.
A 7-3 Browns team.
And a 7-3 Browns team. And you're 5.
No, but the Steelers are 6-4.
Oh, sorry, 6-4. Sorry, 7-3 Browns, 6-4. And the Steelers still have their starting quarterback and a new little knife behind him. So, but we'll talk about what I think about the AFC playoff contentions a little later, because there's another game I want to talk about that's going to have a lot of contentions.
I guess I just, to me, I'm not sold on the Steelers because we talked about the issues they're having. I'm not sold on the Browns going forward because they don't have a quarterback. I mean, we'll see what happens. I still think that Bengals could sneak in if Browning gets this stuff together, and it's 80% the quarterback that Burrow is.
We'll talk about the Browns when we talk about the Broncos.
What could Brown do for you?
Oh, they'll travel into Colorado for you. This is what they'll do. But we're going to talk about the Jaguars going into
this is the game of the week. Game of the week here.
And this has a lot of implications behind this game as well.
This might decide the division.
Or the number one seed in the AFC Championship playoff.
No.
We'll get there, and we'll talk about that. So you got the Jaguars going to Houston playing the Texans. Texans are +1 at home, and the over-under is 47 points. Drew, I think I babbled enough. I think it's your turn.
Yeah. So we got basically a team that has trouble and struggles against good teams, against a team that's a good team as a big surprise. I'm taking the Texans all day long. I just think that things are starting to come together for this team. Great job by this whole staff and that franchise. As much as I wanted that franchise to fall on their face, they've done a great job. So I'm going to pick the Texans to win. I am going to obviously take them at the points. They're getting a point. And I'm going to take the under because I do think it's going to be a little more of a defensive battle. If you look at some of the Jags, what they do on offense, they struggle against decent teams. And that's one of the things that's been the knock on them all season long. I think this is going to be one of those games that they really have an issue with. And I think that the big thing is as well, do they choke under that pressure? Because if they win this game, they get a 2-point lead on the Texans, and the division is theirs to lose. That's some pressure. That's some pressure.
There's a lot of pressure here. And Drew, as I give you my reasons why I'm going to take this trifecta from you this week, I want you to pull up the rest of the Jaguars' schedule for me, because you got the Octobox in front of you. You got the multiple screens. So I am taking the Jaguars to win this game. I'm going to take them to cover because you're talking about 1 point. Like that's a give. It's a give me. They're number one in the division. And I'm taking the over because I think both these quarterbacks are going to come out to play. And if you look at what happened last year, the Jaguars were supposed to be a great team. And around week 10, they only had 3 or 4 wins. And they wound up going and losing one game after week 10 and went on this crazy tear.
Thank God we played them early.
And look what happened last week when they played. They look pretty darn good. And what did Trevor Lawrence look like? He looked like a damn good quarterback is what he looked like. CJ Stroud has been going lights out this year, even against some harder teams. He's also struggled the past 2 weeks, which is why I'm also favoring the Jaguars. Jaguars win this game. Not only do they set themselves up to win the AFC South, they set themselves up to possibly be the number one seed in the AFC because they have a soft rest of the year. Drew, I'm assuming you did your homework and that leeway there.
I did, and I'm a little confused by your soft schedule comment there because of that. But so here's the point I was making there real quick is let's look at their losses. They lost to the Chiefs. They lost to the Texans already.
Super Bowl tonight.
Yep, they lost to
playoffs.
The Niners. They lost to the Niners. So the teams they've beaten been poop. The Colts week 1 with a rookie quarterback. I know the Colts have been okay, but rookie quarterback, the first start.
Divisional game. but it's so.
I'm saying I hear you. But hold on. Let me go through. So they beat the Falcons. Talked about how they're not that good. They beat the Bills. That's probably their one quality win I'll give them. They beat the Colts again. They beat the Saints. They beat the Steelers. And they beat the Titans.
Steelers were just talking about the playoff team.
Well, yeah, Steelers are barely over 500.
Titans, another divisional game.
I wouldn't call them an elite team. What I'm saying is they have troubles against the better teams in the league.
You're not wrong, but who else are they playing for the rest of the year?
So after this game, they'll have the Bengals, which obviously we have some mixed feelings about. We don't know what we're going to get the rest of the year with them yet. Then you got the Browns. Then you get the Browns and then the Ravens. So you still got some tough teams coming up. The rest of it's crap. They got the Bucks, the Panthers, the Titans. I mean,
so you go 3-2 after going 8-3.
Yeah,
that's the potential to be number one seed in the AFC.
You know what the really interesting thing is, though. You know what? Guess what their away record is?
Undefeated.
Yes. You know what their home record is? 3-3.
Whatever. Yeah, I was about to say whatever's not undefeated.
But that's crazy. Wait. They're a 500 team at home and perfect on the road.
That's not even true because one of those home games was in London.
And did they win that one?
They did. That's what I'm saying. One of those home wins was at London. So they're 2-3 at home.
It's okay. So that was the Chiefs one, wasn't it?
Bills.
Okay. So didn't they play the Falcons there too?
Yes.
So the Falcons actually.
Hold on. Yeah, the Bills were at home.
So the Bills were at home. The Jags were at home the week before with the Falcons.
Yes.
So they're below 500.
That's what I was just getting at.
Yeah, they're 2-3 in Jacksonville. Not good. All right. Anyway, we spent way too much time talking about the Jags here.
Yeah.
Way too much time
10 minutes on the Jags. Let's move on. All right, let's talk about
another crap game. Like everybody else in the NFL has.
Let's move on. Let's go to the Buccaneers going to Indianapolis. The Bucs are +2. The over-under is 42.5 points. Woof. But talking about this previous game, if the Colts win, they're sitting at 5-5. Texas win that game. Colts, if they win this game, prove to 5-6, are still a playoff potential team in that division.
Oh, he just grasped that straws.
Is craziness. Listen, they also have a lackluster end of the year schedule.
It's about grasping at straws as much as me saying the Panthers have a shot.
But listen, I was right on there with you because I looked at the division for whatever reason. I was like, what's going on down there? It's too gross to look at. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to go with the Colts to win this game. I'm going to go with the Colts to actually cover, +2. They're playing at home. And I'm going to go with the under in the lackluster game because the reason why I'm going to go with the under is because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense is all beat up. Not giving Gardner Minshew saying that he's going to be a stud in this game, but I'm going to put the money on the Colts defense to win this game because I don't have faith in Baker to do what he did in the first 6 weeks of this football. And this is what I've been saying for the past 12 weeks
now. Yeah. I mean, I'll say nice and simple. Colts are a better team. They win. I'm on to the next. I'm with you on everything.
On to the next. All right, let's talk about our game. We'll get into it real fast. We got the Patriots going into MetLife playing the Giants. Giants are +3.5 at home, and the over-under is 33.5, which is kind of crazy. Drew, give me a quick rundown.
But before I give you the quick rundown, we're going to pay the bills. Oh.
Enjoying the show? Looking for more goofball action? Consider a membership at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Memberships start at just $5 and give you additional goofball access. One-time support payments also available starting at just $3. buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, I'm going to go I'm doing a little crazy and see the Giants start a streak who win again. Giants win, so obviously they cover because they're getting favored in the game. I have the over on the points as well, just because 33.5 is just way too goddamn low. Something's gonna happen. Something's gonna give.
I agree, and we'll talk about this later. Giants win. I'm taking the under because defense. On to the next. Let's talk about everyone's favorite team in the NFL, the Panthers.
Just talking about this game makes me think of your reaction to me drinking mayo in my coffee because it's that bad of a matchup. This is that bad of a matchup.
You got the Panthers playing the Tennessee Mayonnaise. I'm sorry, Titans. Panthers are plus 3.5 in this game, and the over-under is 37, which is kind of messed up. How does this game have a higher over-under than the Giants and the Patriots? There's too many rookie quarterbacks going on here.
Kind of messed up is I probably should get rid of this mayonnaise that's been sitting on the counter for a week.
Probably. Looks like. But yeah, I mean, this is a pretty easy game. Unless you have a gun against your head, you probably will not bet the Panthers. The Bryce Young experience has looked more like the Desmond Ritter experience.
You know what, though? Interesting thing I saw.
I don't want to disrespect that man.
Interesting thing I saw that apparently his wide receivers are the worst at creating separation in the entire NFL. I thought that was kind of interesting because you keep on seeing about, you think in your head, okay, he's got Adam Thielen, he's got DJ Shark, he's got Mingo. I know Mingo. So you think like he's got some players, like there should be some separation there. Apparently, there's not.
I mean, listen, Thielen, as that old chump as he is,
I got a feeling.
117 yards.
I know, he's been beasting. But yeah, like I said, I just thought that was interesting because it makes you go, things to make you go, things to make you go,
Yeah. Like I said, unless you got a gun against your head, you got to go with the Titans in this game. As hard as it is, the only thing that kind of upsets me is how does this game have a higher spread than the Giants and the Patriots?
Well, because they both put up more points. Do we have the worst offense and the second worst offense?
That's not true, because I'm pretty sure what the Panthers put up 10 points last week and the Titans put up 14 points last week. If you want to put that together, they're at 20 point as a total as an over-under. At least the View had 3 touchdowns, which is just about what they did completely.
Okay, so the Giants still have the lowest with 13.5. We went up like 2 or 3 points last week.
But I'm just saying.
So hold on, but no, you don't though, because what I'm saying is you got 13.5 is the average, and 14.1 is the average for the Patriots. That's the 2 lowest numbers. Everybody else is over 16 except for the Jets. That's how much of a difference it is. So you're talking 27.6 is the average. So you could actually sit there and say they're being generous by giving us 33.
You could almost say that. But you're looking over the course of the year with all the things happening.
I am.
How often in recent times has the Panthers gotten more than 17?
Well, they're averaging 16.3. So therefore.
All right, so 16. What are the Titans averaging?
16.8.
So 17 to 17, that's 34 points.
Yes.
Which is right there with the same average. But going
no, it's not. I just said that's not.
I hear what you're saying that, but
27.6 or 33.
So they're being very generous to everyone this week.
So
Vegas wants everyone to bet the under this week, is what you're trying to say. I got you, Drew. Vegas is being generous.
Put a horn to my head instead.
Yeah. Anyway, yes. Like I said, I'm going to repeat it again. Titans in the under, because this is going to be another lackluster game. It's going to be just as low scoring as the Giants and Patriots game. And I'm going to laugh when the Giants score more points than the Titans.
You know what, though? You are right. You are right to a certain degree, though. The under is the correct. But because of the under, because of how low scoring it's going to be, I have the Panthers losing by a field goal, which puts them in the over-under stance. So I had the Titans winning, Panthers covering under on the points. This is going to make a 10-7 kind of game.
That's what I was trying to say from the get-go.
A 10-7 game look would put the Panthers within the 3.5 points.
Oh, no, I hear that. I was talking about the under. I was talking about the disrespect about having.
I'm saying they're not being disrespected. Point blank.
I don't know.
Got two really shitty offenses. It's going to be the battle of who actually can score.
No, we're talking about 40 shitty offenses.
That's true.
In this little block here.
4 of the 5 worst offenses in the league in that block, basically. Yeah.
Because the only thing we say is the Patriots and the Giants have better defenses. That's it.
I'm not even insulting that right now.
Anyway, up next. Let's go to 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock, clock.
You got the Rams going to Arizona.
Gonna ram them.
The Cardinals. We're gonna ram them. Team Ramrod. The Cardinals are +1 in this game, and the over/under is at 44.5 points. Drew, take it away. 4 o'clock.
So, I'm running under the assumption, because I haven't heard any good news yet on it, that there's going to be no Cooper Kupp. So, I think that's going to help solidify what I'm saying here, because he is day-to-day is what they're listing right now. So even if he comes back, he's not going to be fully healthy. I got the Cardinals winning here. I think it's going to be a close game overall, but since it's only a 1-point differential and it's pro on the Cardinals, then I'm going to pick the Cardinals to squeak out the win here. So I do have the under on the points as well, even though the Cardinals just did lose their star linebacker White that they got from the Eagles last year for the season last week. But I do think that the defense will do just enough to slow them down just enough that little guy can sneak around and get a couple of touchdowns there. So, Kyler Murray fighting for his life, literally trying to keep his job. He gets another win.
I think he can still lose this game and keep his job. He's been playing well. He's been playing better, and the loss. He played better in the loss, his last loss, than he did the past last season. But I am still going to go with the Rams in this game. I think they're going to come in. The Cardinals were a team that everyone thought were going to tank this year. I've already talked about how they let the gas out of the tire, or the air out of the tire, if you will.
The gas out of the tire? Why? Yeah, why do you have gas in your tire, sir?
Well, not gasoline in the tire, but
no gasoline.
Anyway, they're gonna.
Oh yeah, little daddy Yankee.
I'm gonna take the Rams to win this game. I'm gonna take the Rams to cover. I don't think Cooper Kupp is necessarily needed to win this game. It would definitely help. He's got a low ankle sprain, which sounds more likely like they will tape him up to put him back in. But you also got Puka Nacua. And you got some other guys have been playing well. And the Rams defense has been playing a lot better. Granted, the Cardinals defense is playing better than anyone ever expected them to play this year, even though they're still looking at points and in a divisional game. But I think it's one of those more, it's going to be like a shootout with a 1-point difference. Rams over. Pew, pew, pew. All right. Up next, another Brownie Bowl. By Brownie Bowl, I mean the Browns are going into the Mile High Club to play the Broncos.
That's actually a pretty good game, actually, if you think about it, the way they've been playing.
I actually do think it's going to be a good game, and I actually picked differently from you. The Browns are plus 1.5 in this game, and the over/under is 44.5. Drew, you know a stat that came across my desk Monday morning was about the Broncos?
You don't have a desk. I'm not falling for it.
Oh, I do have a desk. It's just
you have a kitchen table and a bed.
The desk is just covered, but next to the TV. The Broncos have the longest active win streak in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty impressive. And you know
All
what that
good
means?
Things must come to an end.
They're still in playoff contention.
They are. I mean, they're 500 right now. That is playoff contention. It's crazy. After all the shit I talked about Sean Payton.
Yeah, well, that's a turnaround. Yeah, and I was right there behind you too. I was like, oh. I was just doing the whole thing. I was like, was it Drew Brees or was it Sean?
I think it's us talking all that trash that got him going.
It could have been. He may have listened to this podcast.
Sean's crying at home. Could you hear what Drew and Rob said about me?
These damn goofballs.
I used to work for the Giants. God damn it, root for the home guy.
Well, I'm rooting for them this week. I'm taking the Broncos to win, the Broncos to cover, and I'm going to go with the over. I think it's going to be a very highly defensive game, and I look at this game like this: the Broncos.
You say over or under? Because you have under on your sheet.
Under. I said I'm taking the under. I'm looking at this game like this: the Browns' defense is top 3, arguably top 1. You are on your second, third, fourth string. I don't know what quarterback you're on.
They're on their second quarterback. It's just their second and third string goes back and forth because they're not sure who they like more.
That's what I'm saying. Who is he? Which one is he?
Who does number 2 work for?
For number 3, your first string running back is out. Doesn't matter. You're still winning games as the Browns. You're the Broncos. You're supposed to be like this great defensive team. You got a Super Bowl winning quarterback who just also look like poop, and you start off like poop, and all of a sudden this defense is just shutting people down. After they took a shellacking. They got shellacked by Miami.
Points.
Let's not forget that.
70 points.
They kind of really turned their team around. Since then, started playing better. Didn't start winning games, but started playing better. And all of a sudden, Russell Wilson doesn't look as, how do I say nicely?
Shitty?
Like a Big Mac running down the field.
That's the potato.
But he doesn't look fast. Not to say it wrong, but he looks like a good, mediocre quarterback. So, you take away what the defense could do, what offense is going to be able to do more. I'm going to have to give a little bit of a favor to the Broncos in this. But not much. That's why it's in the under.
See, my whole thing is I trust the Browns a lot more on defense than I trust any of the 4 parts of these teams here. If you're to rank the defense for both teams and the offense for both teams in the top 4 category, number 1 is the Browns on their defense. And because of that, I'm going to trust that they do what they can do.
Browns.
Yeah. But I just trust that they'll do what they got to do. You got to keep in mind as well that they're Dorian Thompson-Robinson is who's going to start again for them. He's got a couple of games under his belt now. He's getting a little more confident. He's getting more used to being out there. So yeah, I got the Browns to win this. What?
Because he won last week compared to against shellacked in week 2 against
No. I said he's got a couple of games under his belt now. He started a couple of games. I'm not saying he won a couple of games.
That's what I'm saying. He's 1-1. He got beat up his first.
That's fine. They like what they see. Yeah. They want to start the kid, and let's see what we got.
Like that much. I don't like it that much. That's why Hoyer started.
Wow, Mr. Negative here.
I'm just saying, listen, if you take away what they're going to do, that's why I went with the Broncos. I think whoever wins this game wins by a field goal at the end of the day. I think it's a
it'll
very
be a close game. I do not disagree there. I do not disagree there, but I'm saying if you're talking about a defensive game, and I got to trust one of these defenses, I'm trusting the Browns defense over trusting the Broncos defense. The Browns have given up 70 points for the whole season.
If this game hits 37 total, I'll be impressed.
Yeah.
20-17.
All right.
Yeah.
Next up.
All right, up next. You got them upset Chiefs. Womp, womp, womp. Going into Vegas playing the Raiders. Not seeing Jimmy G. Unless they go the Raiders. Unless they go to the Money Club. The Raiders at home are plus 9.5. Whack. It's like that Batman meme. Whack. And the over
Vegas doesn't like Vegas.
My God, Drew, I think it's your turn. That's
very simple. Chiefs will win this game. They're the better team. I do think the Raiders are being underappreciated for what they've been doing the last couple of weeks. They played a relatively close game with the Dolphins. They won the last two before that. So they're now 2-1 under new coach Antonio Pierce. I think in the end, they will lose this game. The Chiefs are the much better team, but I think they'll keep it close enough. They'll lose like by a touchdown or so. That they'll beat the spread. So I have Chiefs to win, Raiders to beat the spread, and I got over on the points.
I do agree with you. Chiefs will win this game. And if the Chiefs would have won on Monday Night Football, I probably would agree with you across the board. But they lost that Super Bowl rematch. And guess what? I think they're going to come out with a little bit of vengeance here. That defense is going to step up, and they're going to take a little bit of that air out of the tire. For the
not gasoline.
Yes.
No gasoline.
No, I said gas. I said gas. I didn't say gasoline the first time.
What is gas? Gas is short for gasoline.
Gas is just a type of air that's lighter than most air.
Stop. Don't even try.
Stop.
Don't even try.
No.
Don't even try that bullshit.
Helium is a gas. Don't be a jerk.
Was there helium in your? Are you putting helium in your tires? Are you trying to float away?
That'd be fantastic. Maybe I'll get to work faster. Anyway, I think the Raiders are going to get upset in this game. I do think.
Well, the Raiders are picked to lose, so that's not an upset.
No, upset by in that spread. Like I think the Chiefs will win in the spread because they're going to put a shellacking because they got embarrassed and lost in the fourth quarter. Few minutes left when they were dominating the game. I shouldn't say dominating, but up the whole game. Anyway, up next, you got the Bills going into Philadelphia. Bills are plus 3.5 points. The over-under is 47.5. These are one of those games where I sat there and scratched my head at and looked at because I want to say Eagles. Over. 9-1 football team. And then I'm like, it's that effing Eagles. Bills. But you look on paper, the Eagles have been in a lot of close games. Cowboys should, like we talked about earlier, Cowboys should have beat the Eagles in the one game. There's been quite a few games where they should have lost. They should have lost Monday Night Football. And you take away 3 of those games. Now you go from a 9-1 team and you take them down to a 6-4 team.
They are the worst 9-1 team ever, basically.
I mean, they're also the only 9-1 team in the NFL right now.
Not NFL history.
I'm just saying, you're correct. But I'm saying, like, if you put them at 6-4 in this NFL right now, like that's pretty legit. Even if you put them at 7-3, like that's probably to where they're playing. The Bills have been playing terrible football due to injuries, but I'm going to go with the Bills since they just got rid of the offensive corner down there. And promoted their OC over there, or their QC, or QBC, if you will. So
QB coach and quality control coach.
Yes. I'm I want to take the Bills to play for the new coaching staff because, like, once again, this is also playoff potentials. Like, the Bills need to go on a little bit of a run. They're not quite out of the potentials, but like they were supposed to be a dominant team in this league, and they're not there. And I think this is a point of the year where they need to make a stand. So I'm going Bills in the over. It's going to be a close game, but I think they're going to come back. I almost took Philly in the spread, but you could.
This would be a game. This would be a game you and I disagree on.
Also need to make sure.
Yes, you know what?
This would be the game next. This would be the game next week. Is why you're going to eat a ghost pepper.
Ghost pepper are going to go in higher quality peppers now. Keep in mind, you got to find a ghost.
No, we got to change it. We got to figure that out.
If you could find a durian, that'd be a really good one. For sure. You ever heard of a durian? It's a really stinky fruit.
It
smells like a corpse.
Oh.
But it's a delicacy some places.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out because we have to have you do the pepper first. We'll figure that out. We didn't get a chance to talk about that. But yeah, I got the Eagles to win. I got the Eagles to cover. I got the over on the points as well. So next up.
All right, Sunday Night Football.
Sunday night.
You got the happening Ravens going into
the hip happening.
The hip lackluster Chargers going down.
Hip hop anonymous.
Hip hop anonymous. They give Josh Herbert all the easy ones. Yeah, they give Lamar Jackson all the easy ones. Well, that's what Herbert's saying right now.
I'd say that it's going to be interesting to see what he does now with no Mark Andrews. No security blanket now.
I don't think it matters. I mean, you're up first. So, yes, you got Ravens playing the Chargers.
Well, I'm with you. It doesn't matter.
At home, 47.5 points. Drew, you're up first.
I'm with you. It doesn't matter because they're playing the Chargers. We all know my thoughts on the Chargers. Really good team, poorly coached. So I got Ravens to win, Ravens to cover, and under on the points.
I'm right there with you, but I'm taking the over on the points in this one. Ooh. Just because Lamar Jackson has been a great player. Chargers don't know how to stop a run. They've really stepped up that run game. But I'm also thinking that maybe someone we talked about coming out of this draft this year steps up and possibly has a pretty darn good game.
It's a pretty good game there, don't you know?
Don't you know you're going to be by Mexico and you're going to beat up on a really crappy team?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think my bold forecast, 80 yards, 1 touchdown. Zay Flowers, rookie, comes out looking great. You got Bateman also, who looks great on that team. Plus,
Jason Bateman's on the team?
Jason Bateman's on that team. He's going to tell jokes on the side and do balloon nails at halftime.
There you go.
But, right. I mean, the corners are good for the Ravens, and I think they'll be able to shut down the Chargers offense just a smidge. The Chargers defense is garbage. Smidges. Anyway, let's go to Monday Night Football. Let's talk about the last divisional game.
Because all my rowdy friends are here on Monday night.
Last game of the week. Last divisional game of the week.
It is
also a lot of potential for futures of both these franchises. You got the Bears going into Minnesota. Bears are plus 3.5. The over-under is 45 points. Bears win. They drop a draft pick, but they stay still at number 1 because of the Panthers, which they keep. The Vikings are looking to keep at possibly winning that division up there because Mr. Dobbs. Someone's got to. Probably the Lions.
The Lions should have that division, yeah.
Probably the Lions. But the Lions have a tougher half of the year compared to the Vikings.
Yeah, but they also got a 2.5 point lead right now.
listen, one team just has to go 2-3, one goes 3-2, and if they play against each other one more time, guess what? Changes everything around.
You're just determined to make divisional races that aren't there today.
I'll talk about implications. Just saying, because you have to look at this stuff when you talk about these games. But I'm taking the Vikings to win this game. I'm thinking the Bears keep this close because I do think it's a backup. I do think the Bears have been playing better. Justin Fields has been running around. The Vikings defense has not played all that great against anyone for the most part this year. But they also are the Bears, and they find ways to lose these games. Sorry, Harry the Greek, if you're listening. But I do think it's going to be more of a shootout than an offensive game, so I'm taking the over.
I'm with you on everything except I think the under. I think the teams will struggle a little bit to score because the Vikings, just in the end, they're not going to be a powerhouse offense without Kirk Cousins. And the Bears tend to play down to who they play. So I think the Vikings will win it. I think it'll be close.
Dobbs have like 8 touchdowns since he's been there?
The real Dobbs is going to come out. We all know what the real Dobbs is. We've seen enough of him. We know who he is. The big question is, did they add his jersey to the Viking store yet?
He's having his.
You'll see.
If the Steelers were smart, they would bring it back too. Because, like I said before last week, there was a tweet out there saying that Dobbs might be the second best QB that the Steelers have drafted since Big Ben.
Here's a crazy thing. Imagine if the Browns didn't trade him. Because he's definitely better than the guys they have.
Oh.
It's his third team this season.
Yeah.
Just saying. Anyway. All right. So we'll be back again tomorrow night, guys, for giving our preview of the Giants and Patriots game there. That one will also be a recorded one because chances are Rob and I will be too drunk to actually record live. Let's be very frank here. So we'll see you guys tomorrow, which will be today for us. We're going to record it right after this. But again, we'll give you guys all the updates and everything as we can. That one I'll probably add a little snippet into to give you guys more updates of the injury reports and stuff like that tomorrow. So that would keep everything up to date for you guys. So we will see you guys again tomorrow night. Appreciate you guys listening. As always, we are live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter/X, Twitch, and of course, Rob's favorite, my LinkedIn profile. Oh yes, my LinkedIn profile. And then of course, we're on every audio podcast, pretty much known demand. That'll be available the next day. So if you prefer watching, listening in your car ride to work or something like that, that option is of course there to you guys. Appreciate you guys listening. And as always, we'll see how badly I beat Rob this week. And of course, as always, Giant fans.
Go, Robbie! I mean, T-Man, go,
T-Man!
I beat Drew. T-Man.
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support. If you made it this long, you must have enjoyed it. So I am sure you have followed us on all the social media platforms. Of course, you have subscribed to the show on your favorite app as well and given us a top rating. Right? Right? Right?
Thank you to those who have signed up for our silver gold levels of membership at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs.